The problem isn't that solar panels don't work. It's that for many homeowners, they don't work the way people expect them to. Most people assume that once you install solar, your energy problems are basically solved. Lower bills, more independence, less stress. But then reality starts to set in. The upfront cost alone can be overwhelming. Even with financing options, you're often looking at thousands of dollars before you see any real return. And for many families, that's simply not a practical decision, especially when they're already struggling with rising monthly expenses. So instead of feeling empowered, homeowners feel stuck. They start asking, is this really my only option? Then there's the issue of consistency. Solar depends heavily on sunlight, which sounds obvious, but it becomes a real limitation in practice. Cloudy days, long winters, shaded areas, or even just geographic location can significantly reduce output. And that creates a frustrating gap between expectation and reality. You install a system hoping for stability, but still find yourself relying on the grid more than you'd like. That's where the frustration deepens. Because at that point, you haven't fully escaped the problem, you've just layered a new system on top of it. And then there's the installation itself. It's not just buying equipment. It's permits, contractors, roof compatibility, technical setup. For someone without experience, it can feel complex and out of reach. So even people who like the idea of solar hesitate to commit. Now here's the part that often goes unnoticed. Most homeowners are not just looking for renewable energy. They're looking for control. Control over costs. Control over reliability. Control over what happens when the grid fails. And when solar doesn't fully deliver on that sense of control, people begin exploring other paths. The real issue isn't solar itself. It's the mismatch between what people expect: simple, reliable, affordable independence, and what they actually experience. So naturally, they start looking beyond it. Not necessarily for something more advanced, but for something more practical. Something that doesn't require a massive upfront investment. Something that works regardless of weather conditions. Something they can understand, build, and manage themselves. That shift from passive consumer to active control is what's driving the search for alternatives. And once someone starts thinking that way, they stop asking, should I get solar? And start asking, what actually gives me real independence? If you want to explore that idea further, there's a structured breakdown in the description that walks through how different home energy systems compare in practical terms. You can also subscribe if you're interested in more content like this, focused on understanding how these systems actually work, not just how they're marketed. And as always, the goal here isn't to push a decision. It's to help you see the full picture more clearly.